Welcome back to Meet the Authors. On this segment, I'm very proud and honored to have Mary Beth Magee. Mary Beth Magee has come down from Poplarville to our studio to talk about her many successful writing books. She has succeeded in writing and being published in Chicken Soup and in national journals with her many stories, and she has nearly 20 books published, and she's here today to talk about some of them. So Mary Beth, tell us about some of your books.
Well, my very first novel was Death in the Daylilies. It was inspired by the Hattiesburg Daylily driving tour. Ran into all these beautiful daylilies, and I came around a bush and I could visualize a body
That's sort of
laying in that garden, and it just sort of went from there.
Okay.
And that was my therapy after my mom died.
So tell me about that book. You wrote the book. How long did it take you to write the book?
About a year from the time I began to the time it came out.
Okay, that's not long at all.
No, it was my therapy. As I say, after my mom died, all the time that I had spent caring for her went into writing the book.
That's wonderful. And so how did you get it published? Tell us about the publishing on it.
I was accepted by a little publisher in Arkansas, and I thought, oh, great, you know, I'm going to be published. This is so cool. And then he said, no, he couldn't publish it for my mom's birthday.
Oh.
And that was important to me because this book is dedicated to my mom. It was for my mom, who always wanted to see my name on a binding. She'd seen my name in lots of books, but not on a binding of my own. So the publisher and I parted ways. It turned out to be a good thing because he went out of business about a year later. And I self-published and have found that it's a great way to go if you want to have control over when it comes out and how it looks when it comes out.
Oh, I agree with you. I do a lot of my books self-publishing, and I've always loved that control and the sense of how I can do the books my way. Yeah. And what else have you brought for us?
Well, the sequel to Death in the Daylilies is Ambush at the Arboretum. Now, these are the LOL to the fourth power mysteries, which is little old ladies laughing out loud, living our lives with lots of love. It's three senior ladies getting into mischief. In Death in the Daylilies, they found the body in the daylilies. This one, there's a baby under the porch.
Ooh. It's not dead.
Not dead, no, this one's alive. The other people are the bodies. And they get into mischief trying to find out who the baby belongs to, how it got there. And, you know, if you think of Murder, She Wrote and how she's always getting involved in things even though the police are saying just back off, leave it alone. You know, we're little old ladies, we're grandmas at heart. We have to be involved to rescue people.
I love that philosophy.
We just have to do that. And then my latest is a poetry book called Grandpa's Mustache. It's dedicated, it's a children's book, it's a coloring book, and it is dedicated to grandchildren and their grandpas with mustaches and the love between them as symbolized by the mustache. And with your permission, I'd like to share a few lines.
Please.
Okay. This is, well, my dad had a mustache, so I have some experience in the realm.
Before you start, just show the camera how big the print is. Turn it around.
Oh, well, it's a Gillette. Whoops, which one? There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
This is designed that as children learn to read, they can read it themselves, but it's read aloud for the small children. I love my grandpa's mustache. It tickles when we hug. And sometimes when he drinks his tea, it goes into the mug. His mustache is so handsome. Whenever Grandpa grins, his mustache moves just like his lips and curves up on the ends. Oops, come here, you. He has a tiny little comb to keep his mustache neat. He lets me watch him comb it as a very special treat. And it sort of goes on from there.
That is so cute. I love that story. What fun. And,
it is.
And who did you have illustrate?
Callie Edwards, the amazing Miss Callie Edwards, whose uncle just happens to be the current governor of Louisiana, John Bell Edwards, was an art student at the time we began. She is now graduated and out there making her living in the world of art. But Callie is amazing. She caught what I wanted to capture of, this is not a particular grandpa, this is everybody's grandpa.
I love
it is not ethnically specific, so anyone can see their grandpa in it.
So very briefly, tell me a little bit about some of the other work. I'm really interested in how you got into the chicken soup books.
I poured my heart out. When my mom passed away, and I poured myself into writing Death in the Daylilies, the day that that box of books arrived it was a watershed. It was just so powerful to touch that box of books and know that this was what I had done for my mother and in her memory. And then Chicken Soup came up with a title, thanks to my mom. Well, it's thanks to my mom that I'm still writing, because all my life she has believed in my writing. Oh. And so I talked about getting that box of books and how I wrote it for her and how it came about. And after 25 years of trying to get into Chicken Soup for the Soul, I made it.
That is a wonderful story.
Yeah.
So tell the people where they can get your books.
Well, they can get them at, here on the coast, they can get them at Southern Bound Bookstore. They can get them at Barzay Place in Picayune, Mississippi. Through Amazon, of course. They can get them in Slidell, Louisiana at Faith Christian Bookstore. Just a lot of different places around. I've got a couple of retail places in Poplarville that are handling it, Big Deal Outlet, and the Sandy's Business Center. But also, of course, they can get it on Amazon. They can order it through Barnes & Noble, through Books A Million. Any bookstore can order it. It's available.
All right, show your book one more time, the Daylily book, and the other one.
And this is a, spread them like a deck of cards.
Thank you for coming, Mary Beth. We're so glad you
Thank
come
you.
join us at Meet the Authors. Go to my website, drstreams.com. You can pick up any of my books or any of our guests' books. All the guests have been invited to put their books on my website and get them directly from there.